Hi, and welcome back to Gone Solo with our Keyforge Secrets of the Crucible campaign. Hello to everyone I got to meet at Keyforge Celebration. That was super fun. I was glad to connect with some of the Keyforge fans, so if I saw you there, hello again. That was great. Thanks for the feedback that I've been getting. I've made some adjustments to the sound, and so hopefully that will help. And if there's any other feedback that you have, please keep it coming. I'm trying to adjust and learn as I go along. So, what happened last episode? Let's look at our recap. Fabum decided that she needed to go back to headquarters and get some help for her investigation of TransTech's mysterious shipment. On her way back, she ran into Smooey, who's her local contact, who had a fuzzy Gruen, who led her to a rocket pod, which launched her all the way back to Partum Mechanica, where the Saurian Arbitrators Guild is headquartered. She ran into her supervisor, Prethest, who seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing. More of an administrator or than an investigator or an arbitrator himself. There's a huge party going on. They're buying these flying pterosaur chariots for all of the arbitrators, so it seems like there's some money mismanagement going on. And then she got to meet her partner, Doceep, who is he's like a hard-headed dino, but he is maybe not the most competent or experienced partner that she could have asked for. So that's where we were at. Just a few housekeeping updates for the campaign. I did, because he seems like he's going to be around for a while, I did come up with a quick little character sheet, not a full character sheet, but some stats for Doceep, who in some roles off screen was determined he used to be a scientist studying amber at Partum Mechanica, and for reasons that we don't know yet, got transferred over to the Saurian Arbitrators Guild. Additionally, Fabum has been accumulating experience points as we go along, just a little bit, and I did give her a talent called Let's Ride in anticipation of using the pterosaur chariot vehicle, which I also got stats for. So we should be all good to go. All right, so at this point, we'll assume it's the next morning, and they've all rested from the party, and Fabum is very anxious to get back to the Midnight Jungle and investigate the TransTech cargo with her new partner. So the scene is going to be them getting ready to go and getting packed up and then leaving. So something that also I think we should decide is that the rocket pod was a very speedy form of transportation. And that's why she was able to get back so fast. But it's going to take them longer in the pterosaur chariots. So that's our setup. That's what we're going to do. They're going to head out and journey. So we got to roll on our chaos die, which is just a D10. We have to see if that changes. If we get under our chaos factor of 5, 9. Okay, so they're able to leave. It's no problem. So the next morning, Fabum is packing up and getting all their supplies into the chariot, and Doceep comes up, and let's see what's been going on with Doceep. All right, so I'm going to roll on this NPC mood chart that comes from Une and see kind of what what's going on with Doceep this morning. 67. So, okay, feeling sociable, feeling open. And what are they on about? Let's see. We're going to roll a d8. 6. 37. Knowing records. Okay. Right, so because Doceep is a scientist, he's very interested in making records, right? Even in the last episode, before we knew that, he was taking notes. So Doceep is watching Fabum and taking like very detailed notes of like all of the things he really wants to learn, all of the standard procedures. So he says, so why did you clasp it that way? Why did you clasp it in that order? And Fabum's like, oh, well, I mean, that's not regulation. I was just doing it that way because that's the easiest way. That's not standard. But, so I wonder if maybe there might be an easy or a better way to do that. And Fabum says, well, don't overthink it. This is just packing. This isn't even the actual work. And we haven't even left yet. Oh. All right. Let's see. So they pack up. They get in. I did also give... Fabum already has piloting. So she should be good. All right, so shouldn't be too much of a struggle to get out. Should be pretty straightforward. But we'll go ahead and roll our Genesys dice for a piloting check. Just to make sure. Oh... Okay, so totally neutral. Well, that's not a success. So maybe she's kind of struggling with the pterosaur a little bit, and it's not quite cooperating. So she'll have to see if she can kind of maybe calm the pterosaur, kind of befriend the pterosaur. So that's animal handling. So that would be a survival check. All right. Oh, wow. She bungled that. So it's real bad. So the pterosaur is and straining against the reins, and it's just not cooperating. And he said, seems to me like someone didn't really figure this out. These pterosaurs, as I saw last night, seem very unhappy. We need to figure something out if we're going to help them out. And Doceep says, well, I wonder if there's something if there's something that we need to do. What do we know about these pterosaurs that perhaps we could help them cooperate? So they're going to use their culture. Let's see. Okay. So, yes, they do know something culturally that's going to help the pterosaurs, but it's going to... there's some sort of cost associated. There's some sort of threat. So... it's inconvenient in some way, or troubling, or punishing. So what do they know that the pterosaurs need? All right, rolling a story cube. Okay, it's got an apple. It's a food. There's a very specific kind of food that the pterosaurs need, but it's hard to get. Yes, so... the situation is the Arbitrators Guild got these pterosaurs, but does not have the right kind of food that to supply them with. So Fabum says, "Well, that's right. These pterosaurs need. What is it about this food? What is? Oh, we need some flavor here. Okay, it's It's called a key fruit. Oh, and this is Keyforge. Is there something about the keys that get forged from the amber? Yes, let's say there's a very specific fruit that grows around when a key is forged, right? There's this release of amber energy, and that is the only place where these foods grow. It's very rare. Very hard to get, and the Arbitrators Guild has just gotten a whole fleet of these things, these pterosaurs that will only eat this very rare food. All right. Well, so then we'll have to find a place where maybe there's been an Archon battle or a vault opening. We're gonna need to go find some of these key berries. Well, it seems like a hassle and a distraction from what we need to do, but that's what choice do we have? One of these skills has to do with knowing what's been nearby. Yeah, so this says that the Crucible knowledge skill will let you know if there has been a sighting of an Archon in the area. So that's what they can put their heads together. Who's got the better Crucible? Oh, they're tied. Yes. Well, we've got just one advantage. So no, they don't know if there's been any recent Archon sightings nearby, but they know someone who might. There's someone in this town, which I keep, Partum Mechanica, who might be a little bit more associated with Archon battles. So they're going to go find and talk to that person. So, new NPC. All right, let's roll up some. All right, we got a 91, an affluent, 80, superior. All right, and we always need to know in the Crucible what species somebody is. Sure. So we'll roll this. 6. Oh, it's a Martian. Interesting. And I have soldier or elder, but since we said affluent superior, we're going to assume it's an elder. And the assumption that we make in the Keyforge setting is if we're going to run into a Martian, they've broken away from Martian society, otherwise they're just unhelpful and uncooperative. So there's some sort of Martian elder in Partum Mechanica who knows something and is maybe, let's see, are they a Vault Warrior? Are they 50-50? I have no idea. 52, no. Not a Vault Warrior, they just know something about Archon battles. Maybe they're a fan? Yeah. So if they're not a Vault Warrior, but they know something about Archons and Vault battles and keys forging, then they're just a fan. All right, and this Martian Elder, let's roll up some names for this. You can get a really weird name. Vubep. All right, so they go and track down Vubep, and now this is mostly Saurian city, but it's the Crucible. There's diversity and change. So there's like this wide Roman street that's lined with brick, and there's statues of dinosaurs, holding their spears, and there's white marble and arches. This is a fancy, affluent place, but one of the houses, rather than being this sort of Roman or Greco-Roman style villa, is this egg-shaped green pod with doors and what is that? The opening doors like this, like a camera, and they go up to the house, and there's some sort of weird button that they have to push, and there's a screen, and it's all very different in contrast to the other houses along this way. So Fabum rings, and we see a Martian elder appear on the screen. So they're green, but they've got these long necks, and because I'm not really sure how gender works in Martian society, say, hello, or let's see, Martian.
Yes, how can I help you?
Hello, I am Fabum Rajasaurus with the Saurian Arbitrators Guild, and I know that you are well known for your tracking of vault battles, and we need some help to track down if there has been a recent vault opening or key forging in this area. This is official Saurian Arbitrators business. So, how is this? I've got this totally neutral character. Are they going to be helpful? I have no idea. 88. Yes, very right on helpful. All right.
Oh yes, come on in. I'm happy to share my findings with you.
Oh, well, at least I'm having fun. So the door opens up, and they come into this pod, and there's pictures everywhere of archons and vault battles, and there might be some memorabilia. Maybe there's a little chunk of armor that's broken off, or like a weapon that's laying out. This is a collector. This is an obsessed vault fan, and so he says,
yes, let me just look here on my tracking sheet.
sheet. Yeah, he uses spreadsheets. Yeah, the Martian Empire is still on Microsoft Excel. And he pulls up this data pad, and it's running Microsoft Excel, and he's like, let me see.
Oh yes, there was one not too far from here.
All right. So not too far. Great. Are we talking like right nearby, or are we talking like regional? Okay. So kind of. Yeah, not too far. It'll be like a day trip to get there.
Yes, there was some key forged for a vault battle not too long ago, and you should be able to find it, and here it is on the map. But
and there's a catch. Of course, there's always a catch with these NPCs. What does he want? Or they? What do they want? All right, Vubep, what's your deal? Support. Legends. Support Legends. Huh. So Legends is about like the stories of the vault battles, and support. Maybe he's got some sort of theory about how this vault battle should have gone, and he's looking for evidence. But why couldn't he just find it before? If it's nearby, well, maybe he just needs some other people to support him. So he said,
well, when you go there, please take very good documentation and pictures.
And Doceep is like, oh yeah, taking notes. Documentation. Yeah, sure.
I need evidence. But people are sick of hearing it come from me. But if it comes from you, other people, about this, I have this theory that vault battle should have been won by the other Archon. There was a mistake and it was not caught. But nobody will listen to me. And this was a long time ago anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it matters to me. So while you're there, just take some really good documentation, and that'll help me. Hopefully you'll find what you're looking for.
And so Fabum agrees to this. Okay, that's fine with me. And they go off, and they go to this place. So let's find out about this place. Is it inside the city limits? Because we know this is kind of like a mountainy area, right? So is it within the city limits? 50-50. I have no idea. 53, no. So if it's nearby, but not within the city limits, it's just outside the city limits. So, and we know that there's sort of, the city is carved into a mountain, so maybe there's some sort of, hilly or mountainy area or valley nearby that they're able to get passage to. So they head out because we know that their chariot's not working. But we know it's nearby. So, and there's transport within the city, right? So they pack up for sort of an excursion out into the mountains. And they've got a very accurate map. So it seems like they should be able to find this without too much trouble. So they head out to this place. So, but it's mountains, but like what's unique about this place? Let's get Story Cube. All right, we've got someone hiding. So it's a stony valley, and there's little shrub brushes everywhere. But the way that the valley is I say constructed, but it's not constructed. The way the valley is formed, there's all sorts of little hidey holes and walls. There's lots of little hidings, but this is if you wanted to hide in this place, there's lots of little places to go. So Fabum is maybe a little bit cautious because we're out in the we're real close to the city, but we're not in the city limits. Who knows what could be going on out here in the Crucible. So they head out and let's see, is there somebody there? I'm going to say that's unlikely. Okay. Yeah, okay. So there's nobody else there. Okay. We don't have to worry about that. So they get down into the little crags of the valley and they're hiking along. And they come to the spot. And, well, are they able to find it? Let's just check. Let's just make sure. We'll make a survival check. They've got a good map, so this should be really straightforward, but, Okay, so no. Or, well, no successes, but an advantage. So, they would just use the advantage to find it. So, yeah, so maybe it takes them some time, the little struggle, they get turned around a little bit, but they find the place where the key was forged in this vault battle, and yes, they find all the little key berries that are growing around this spot. And they harvest as much as they can because they want to support the other arbitrators, because the other arbitrators are going to have troubles with their pterosaurs. So they collect them all up, and Doceep is going to, really do his best to document the whole area. He's got his, whatever, hollow camera. He's taking notes and of all the different things there. So, great. Great. So they got their thing. So I guess the real question is, how much were they able to find on a scale of 1 to 10? 6. So they found a good amount, enough for their chariot, and then like a little bit extra to take back to the department to help with other people. And we've solved that, and we've made, we met somebody named Vubep. Great. So we're going to call that good. So we'll call that scene 7. So great. I'd say that they were pretty in charge of that scene. So we'll reduce that chaos factor. All right, so they lost a day, which we don't know if that's important or not. We don't have any sort of time thing going on, but might come back later. They've got the food for their pterosaur, and now they're ready to head out. So now the next day, they're back, and they've fed the pterosaur, and that's all good to go. We solved that problem, and they're finally ready to leave. So they take off, and here they go. So how long is it going to take them to get back to the Midnight Jungle? I was going to say like 2 or 3 or 4 days. So, okay, 4 days. Okay, so it's gonna be kind of a long journey on the way back. So lots of opportunities for things to happen. So, so this is their first day heading out. So, we need new scene, right? We're gonna try again. That whole scene was getting ready to go and solving, learning how to use their chariot and what they will need, which also means they'll probably have to find other key berries, depending on how long their supply will last. And we'll have to find other key berries in the future. So we're rolling our chaos die. Anything happen? Yes. Okay, so we have it's an odd number, so it's an altered scene. So they're heading out, but something is a little bit different than what they would have expected. So maybe their supervisor, Prefist, also has an additional task or something for them. So let's see what that could be. Disrupt. 52. Dispute. Well, that sounds like the kind of thing that arbitrators would do, disrupting disputes. So Prefist comes out onto the, there's the large landing plaza where all the pterosaur chariots are. And the pterosaurs are munching on some of the key berries that they were able to find, and they're packing up and they're finally getting ready to go. And Prefist says, comes up and is like, great, great investigators, arbitrators, whatever you are, names, not important to me. People, that's what's important to me. And you, and doing your job. I know you're heading out, but I was wondering if you could maybe make a stop. I think it's on your way. Anyway, there's a dispute going on. Here's the data pad with all the information. If you could just go, it's on your way anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. You're great, Fabum, my very, very favorite, and you too, helper man. I'm out. Okay, so they have a stop to make, a specific stop to make on this first leg of their journey. So the question is, where is it? Let's get our Crucible place generator. All right. A forest. Distinct from jungle, right? Okay. And we've got a guy walking into a door. So this is the Forest of Doors. This is a place where there are these large trees, and every tree has a door that opens up in it. And some of them, just open up, and there's just a tiny little room in there, and other of them open up onto stranger and more wilder things. And there's something going on in the Forest of Doors, some kind of dispute. Let's roll up some stuff. So, or do I want? Okay, so let's roll up some more flavor, right? Dispute going on about food. Oh, there's that steaming bowl of rice again. Okay, so there's some sort of resource, and that's very interesting, because that's very similar to the dispute that we had going on in the Midnight Jungle, right, where the silicates wanted access to this silt river, and the giants were interrupting. Is this related in some way to that previous dispute? 50-50. I have no idea. 40 and a chaos rank of 4, that's a no. Okay, so it's not related. It just happens to have similar structure. So who is this group? It is a group of what? That's very interesting. Well, I rolled a silicate again, but the way I've got this set up is that after I'm keeping track of how many times I roll the species, and I've decided on my third time it's going to turn into something different. So I'm going to roll on our additional, just to increase diversity. I'm going to roll on our additional species. All right. The group of specters in the Forest of Doors. And are they the ones that need the food? Or are they the ones that are interrupting the food? All right. 50-50. Are they the ones that need to eat the food? 20. Yes. So their food supply is being... So what does a specter eat? So the specters, that came from the Keyforge card game. They see them a lot in shadows. They're these sort of big shadowy things that sort of hover around. So what does a shadow need to eat? Well, it would say emotions, but that kind of gets into demon kind of territory. But, we'll ride with it. Nervousness. So what's the problem? Discord beeping at me. Well, I guess they'll have to find out when they get there. So they get into their chariot and they fly away from Parta Mechanica, flying through the sky, charting their course, and they have to make their first stop for the day in the Forest of Doors. And there are specters here that are needing to feast on nervousness and negative emotions. Well, I mean, that seems like the problem, right? I mean, it's an interesting question. What side would they take on it? So is there anybody else here in the Forest of Doors? 83. No. Okay, so that's the problem. They're going hungry and then maybe leaving the area and sort of spilling out into other areas. And they've been sent to resolve this. So they get there. The specters are kind of creeping out into the neighboring areas. They check in with the local. Okay, and a spirit is distinct from a specter. And so the spirits are these large, glowing, radiant, almost angels, and they wear armor. And we have been keeping these specters at bay, hidden in the Forest of Doors, but their hunger grows, and they proceed beyond the boundaries that we have originally given them. Our resources are exhausted, and that is why we contacted the Saurian Arbitrators Guild to see if you could help resolve this dispute. So Fabum turns to Doceep and says, what do you think, Doceep? And Doceep is a scientist and has worked with Amber before, and says, well, I know it's possible to imprint amber with emotion. Perhaps if we were able to get a source of amber and imprint it with the emotions that the specters enjoy consuming, perhaps that will give them a source for what they need. But amber is hard to come by, and it depends on. So, does this spirit have access to amber that they can use? 11. Yes. Absolutely. All right.
Yes, I am willing to give you amber for this purpose, but you must be the one to imbue it.
And Doceep says, fair enough. This is what I used to do in my previous job, so, working with amber at least. So I'll see what I can do. All right, so Doceep is going to attempt to imbue this amber with sort of nervous, anxious emotions that the specters want. All right, so what do we got? We're getting that a lot today, where the successes and the failures are evening out. So no, he's not able to do that. But what? A flashlight. or a torch, if you will. All right, so we're going to say what that means is that, yes, it works, but it's not going to work forever. Okay, so it could be that this is going to come back around, and so Doceep is not quite able to get the effect onto the amber that he wanted, but it does shoot off these beams of light, and the specters are attracted to them, right? So it is kind of containing and attracting the specters in this forest of doors, but it's not satiating their hunger. So it's sort of solving the problem for now, but they're only here for one day. So Fabum is watching Doceep working and says, that's very impressive. I know that you're not very experienced as an arbitrator, but I see that you're using your skills that you've learned in your previous career to good effect. So this might be a good partnership. This might work out. I am impressed and encouraged. And Doceep says, well, amber, that's is what I worked with. This is what I know. I'm sorry I couldn't get it to do exactly what we needed to do, but it did do something. And so, so here they are in the Forest of Doors, and I think while they're here, Fabum is very curious, right? We've established. So it's maybe opening doors and seeing what she can find in these various doors. See if she finds something interesting. A cage. So she opens up. She's they've made their camp for the night, and they've put the glowing amber off elsewhere in the woods, and the specters are sort of swirling around it like moths to a bright light. They're still hungry, but they are at least attracted to the light. And Fabum, has been going around through doors and opening up and seeing different things, and opens up one. And instead of there being an opening, there's a cage. Is there anything in the cage? I have no idea. 37, no. Not at KS rank 4. It's an empty cage. Is there evidence of anything that was in this cage? No. Okay, so just a strange image, a strange discovery. A door in the Forest of Doors, and there's a cage behind it. It's just a weird thing that happens today. So we're going to call that a day. Put that scene in the books. All right, it was kind of on the edge of that one. Were they in control? Were they not in control? They had some mild success, but not resounding success. So we're going to go ahead and raise that chaos factor again back up to 5. All right, so concludes day 1 of their 4-day journey back to the Midnight Jungle. Fabum seems impressed with Doceep's skills, and we continue to explore the wild and weird world of the Crucible. So 3 more days to get back to the Midnight Jungle. I'm sure lots of interesting things will happen on our way back. So what's going to happen? I don't know. Only the dice know. So you'll have to tune in and find out. See you then.